support this adjournment motion. Honorable Speaker, as you rightly directed, they have not actually reported to our committee, and we have actually asked the CS and the PS to really give us a detailed report of what happened on the issue of Mukumu girls, Butere girls, and other schools across the country. But, Honorable Speaker, I rise because this is a very, very important motion for this House and for this country. It puts a wake-up call to two ministries, the Ministry of Public Health and Medical Services and the Ministry of Education. Honorable Speaker, this age and time when you have cholera in our institutions is quite disturbing. It's actually a case of negligence. And I think members of the public, members of parliament who are here will get to know that cholera is a case of that, it is a case of poor hygiene, it is a case of poor handling. And Honorable Member for Seme, Honorable Nyekal, our renowned doctor in the House, has rightly put it and argued that every ministry, every government department knows it very clearly that where we have eateries, and schools are actually abodes where we have a lot of eateries, there need to be regular inspections on the hygiene in the school. Who slept on the job and why this has actually cost the life of 3 or 4 girls, several students, is quite not good, Honorable Speaker. I just wanted to say this, that schools and institutions for the last 5 years has been receiving hundreds of thousands of students in what we call 100% transition. The 100% transition has stretched our institutions beyond limit. Honorable Speaker, if you go across the country today, you look that over the weekend I was in one of our top girls' schools in my county. And the principal and everybody was saying they have converted the libraries, the labs to be dormitories. Every other open space, so that actually the government can actually hold on to the 100% transition. It means that the issue that we have at Mukumu and the other institutions is actually a tip of the iceberg. We have a serious problem. And the government needs to wake up, needs to fund these schools, or we need to agree and say we cannot take more students in. For the sake of their lives, for the sake of their health, and for the sake of the future generations. Instead of cramming them into this, what we call schools, to an extent that now, most of these institutions are time bomb for our institutions, for our children. If you go to an institution where a dining hall is supposed to hold 500 boys or girls, the school now is hosting 1,600 students. Where will they eat? What kind of cooking facilities are they having? And I think it was in the public domain when you saw the kind of kitchen that was in that particular school. It was a kitchen built in the 60s, in the 70s, and actually this is something that we need to cover. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to say this. That as a Committee of Education, we have actually, the ministry needs to come out very clearly to cap this issue. And the Ministry of Health, when we are told there was a known disease in Butere, it's quite not convincing with this day and age of research, science, and all these others. And two, we really need to come out and tell our officers in the field to take up the issue of inspection, checking the quality of teaching, of meals, quality of living conditions, and even the quality of our dormitories, and even the quality of our kitchens, and even where the students are, the toilets, the toiletries, and all these problems. These are actually a serious problem. We really need to take it up, and I want to say it is actually very, very...
I would have added you a minute or two if you had requested for as Chair for Education, but we thank you for your contribution because you've concluded. Where is Honorable The Honorable John Kaguchia, the MP for Mkurueni.